How's it going, everybody? Kent Howard here with Green Mountain Defense, coming at you today to do another after-action report on a recent training class we attended. This time it was intermediate practical handgun skills, handgun 103 at the Sig Sauer Academy. This is number 3 out of 4 of their handgun skills classes. So as we did with the last one from Spalding's AAR, I'm going to stick to a format, and we're just going to move through it piece by piece. So let's get to it. Again, this is Handgun 103 with the Sig Sauer Academy. Took the course on the 19th of March 2017. It was located at the Sig Sauer training facility over in Epping, New Hampshire. Was hosted by Sig, and the instructor is a gentleman by the name of Joe Fay. Good guy. He had a assistant by the name of Doug Favin as well. So this was a 1-day, 8-hour course, and I fired, they said we'd fire about 300-ish rounds. I was close up to 400. But that's just because there's a lot of times where they don't give you a very specific round count for the drill. And I went ahead and just ran it just a little differently. So just, we'll talk about the host. In this case, the host facility is the Sig Academy. What a fantastic operation they've got over there in Epping, New Hampshire. If you have not been to the Sig facility, the pro shop, and trained on any of their ranges, you're really missing out. They've got indoor ranges. This class was on the 50-yard indoor pistol range. Just a phenomenal setup. Absolutely spectacular as far as the quality. They've got the Sig Pro Shop. You can go in there and Google all the goodies and hang out, look at all the cool new stuff they've got. You do get a discount on parts, pieces, guns, etc. if you take a class from them. Fantastic. So next we've got group and morale. This was a group of mostly just Joe citizen shooters. There was only 7 of us total in the class. Some gentlemen from Maryland were there, and a couple local folks from the New Hampshire area, and then myself being from Bethel, Vermont, obviously. There's another gentleman about my age, and then most of them were a touch older than me, up in their 40s and 50s and so forth. But it was a good group. The morale was constantly upbeat, very, very, very upbeat, very positive, very encouraging of one another. Nobody was disrespectful or gave anybody any issue with regard to the morale. Just a quick instructor overview, and these apply both to Joe and to Doug because they're both very good guys. Personality, Joe is very, very light, fun, to the point though, extremely safety oriented. We did a good fair number of drills. He had a great attitude about things, very positive, very upbeat, very friendly. Took some extra time certainly to slow things down and have a one-off discussion, especially with 2 of them and 7 of us. It was real easy to move off to the side and go over something in particular. No qualms or no problems with either of the guys' personalities. As the AI or the assistant instructor, Doug's role was more safety-minded. They went over. They did a fantastic job with the medical brief right in the beginning. I do want to say that. Listen, if you're out taking training, I don't care who it's from. I don't care if you come to one of my classes and for some reason I like this and I forget to do the medical brief, do not start shooting until there's been a medical brief. These guys did a great job. They showed us where the kits were, went over the 911 procedures, 911 addresses. We picked out, who's going to be in charge of medical, who's going to be in charge of 911, who's going to be secondary for both those things. So certainly they've got their medical stuff together and their emergency stuff together. So the next thing on my little cut sheet here is delivery. This was definitely run with a kind of okay, here's what we're going to try to accomplish, here's how we're going to accomplish it, here's what we accomplished, now let's repeat and practice again and again, kind of a mentality. The delivery was very much organic. The indoor, I will say this one thing, the indoor 50-yard rifle range has an audio system whereby the instructors wear microphones. And, admittedly, this is a new facility. They seem to still be working out those audio issues. Weird. I mean, I could be standing 2 feet from Joe and not hear what he was saying, and then 5 yards away from him and hear him crystal clear. So there are times when he'd be presenting to the group, and you had to kind of stage yourself to your nearest speaker or whatever it might have been. I don't know, but certainly the delivery was very well done. These guys know their stuff. Obviously, they demoed. They didn't approach things with a mentality of, okay, well, this is exactly how I need you to do it. It's the SIG way or the highway. They didn't do that at all. They were very, very accommodating to other ways of, for example, an overhand rack versus a slingshot. They were pretty amicable to most people's ideas as long as people were being safe. They did show, they showed what they wanted. They didn't harp on people too much. I did see some, for a 1 and 3 level class, I saw some, in the beginning anyway, I saw some weird thumb angles and some stuff that, they did work through, so that was good. Knowledge. It was pretty obvious from the beginning that these guys knew what they were talking about. In the intro to the course, they gave us kind of a little bit of a, they didn't do a resume or war stories necessarily, but they did definitely invoke confidence in me and the rest of us that, hey, we do in fact know what we're doing. We're law enforcement vets, et cetera, et cetera. They went over things in pretty good detail. Course overview. Right here I have I have a few things. I have my certificate. Yay! I passed. And on the back of your certificates from SIG, by the way, you get a coupon code to use for a future course and also stuff in the pro shop, I believe. The very beginning of the course, we did a brief overview on use of force doctrine. This happens to be from New Hampshire, but they handed out Massachusetts and a couple other local states. And we went through this, in pretty fine detail and discussed definitions and reasons, et cetera, et cetera. If I'm being honest, maybe a little more of a legal lecture than I'd like to see in a class of this caliber, but then again, maybe the only time some student hears that, so, good on them for at least providing it. This is the syllabus, or course outline, if you will. Goes into pretty good detail. I'm not going to sit here and go bullet point by bullet point on the outline, but for sure it was good, useful material. We did get into a lot of malfunction clearances. We got into a lot of the double feed malfunctions, the stovepipe malfunctions, tack reloads, slide lock reloads, everything from the holster, from low ready. Discussed different ready positions to a degree. We worked with barricades. We worked with movement, then shooting. This course does not incorporate moving while shooting. I believe that's done up at the 104 level. But we would do move to this point and then deliver rounds on target. Move to that point, then deliver rounds on target kind of thing. We got into some barricade work, which was nice. Set up some mock, I won't say it was any kind of a shoot house course by any means, but we did set up some mock entryways and some mock doorways. Discussed, slicing the pie and working your way through those entrances and exits. Certainly mixed up shoot and no shoot targets, things of that nature. So that was all very nice. I will say that, overall quality of the drills, everything was done well and done thoroughly. I was never left sitting going, gee, I wonder what he meant by that. There were a time or two where I did ask for clarification. I immediately got it. Usually from Doug. It was typically Joe in front of the group explaining, discussing, etc., etc. Then you'd work the drill, and Doug would walk around and kind of get you a little tap on the shoulder and say, hey, let's go over this. Are you not getting something, etc., etc. So that was nice. We did shoot at some distance. We did shoot rounds at 25 yards a few occasions. That's good. It was a 50-yard indoor pistol range. I really wish we would have shot at 50. It's my personal opinion that handgun students don't ever shoot nearly enough distance. Gear used, Glock 19, 4th gen, with the Trijicon HD sights on it. Certainly a very useful tool. I love my 19 Gen 4. I used a Bravo concealment holster in this case, a piece of Kydex, and Blade Tech mag pouches. If you've got one gun, bring two. If you've got 3 mags, bring 9. It amazed me the fact that some folks showed up to the class with only the bare minimum of 3 mags. There was a lot of time loading mags here, for sure, and I was jacked up. I had as many a lot of Glock mags. I didn't have to load mags until a quarter of the way through the course material, basically. The Uplula mag loader, the squeeze together with the push down for your Glock, or any really double stack mag. If you don't own one of them, you need to own one of them for a course. Electronic hearing protection is a must. Also, always bring a med kit to a class. I have the TAC Med Solutions kit right in the range bag. Perfectly acceptable med kit tool, for sure. Hydrate, bring water. Do note that if you're going to show up to the indoor 50-yard range at the Sig Academy, you cannot eat or drink inside the facility. That's something to know. Check them out. It's certainly good training. SigSauerAcademy.com is their website. Just a couple overall logistical notes. If you're looking for lodging in the area, if you're going to come and stay, I'm about 2 hours away or so, just on the outside, or where I think I'd prefer to have a hotel, to be honest with you. I ended up staying right on the beach, right at Hampton Beach, which is only 15 minutes away from Epping. I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well stay and hang out on the beach, right? There's plenty of good spots there right at the beach. I stayed at a place called the Ashworth. I'd give that a 4 out of 5 any day. Certainly worthwhile. There's plenty of lodging, plenty of restaurants around, so it's the kind of thing where, and my wife and I will do this summer. We can certainly wrap a beach vacation into some gun training. Nothing wrong with that at all. Listen, so this isn't a hugely long video. It's just wanted to come out and tell you that we went out, we took some continuing education. Number one, we're training too. It's not just we're the teachers, you're the students kind of thing. We're always taking training ourselves. Wanted to give a thumbs up to SIG and say that they put on great training out there. I have no reservations or hesitations about whether or not I would go back, or if I would take continuing training from those guys. So certainly they get my vote, they get my thumbs up. If you're looking to train with us, hit us up, www.greenmountaindefense.com, YouTube at Green Mountain Defense, Facebook at Green Mountain Defense. Please like, favorite, subscribe, and share. If you have questions, throw them in the comments section. We'll be happy to answer them. As always, be prepared, be safe, be trained. God bless. Thanks so much, everybody. Have an awesome day.